Growing up in the heart of the untamed Alaskan wilderness, life was a blend of rugged simplicity and fierce survival. The towering trees and biting cold were my companions, and the bond between me and my three buddies was as unbreakable as the mountain range that cradled our homeland. Our favorite hunting spot deep within the woods was a sanctuary of sorts, and we had put up a modest cabin there to rest our weary bodies after grueling days of tracking elusive game. It was a frigid night in late 2018 when an unexpected event shattered the tranquility of our remote haven. Gathered around the crackling fire, we basked in the warmth and camaraderie that the cabin provided. Beyond its sturdy walls, the darkness lay thick, but the rustling leaves and distant howls reassured us that we were not alone in the vast expanse of nature. Then, as if from nowhere, a resounding thud reverberated against the cabin's wooden frame. The impact was unmistakable. A rock hurled with considerable force. Startled, all four of us sprang to our feet, adrenaline surging through our veins as our eyes darted around, trying to decipher the source of the disruption. With cautious steps, I inched my way towards the door. As it creaked open, a putrid stench like no other assaulted my senses, leaving an imprint of disgust that lingered long after. It was a smell that defied definition, one that seemed to defy the natural world around us. Stepping outside, the inky darkness cloaked the landscape, hiding the true nature of the disturbance. Yet the unmistakable sound of hurried movement through the underbrush reached our ears. The creatures, whatever they were swift and elusive, disappearing into the shadows with each passing moment. We reconvened inside the cabin, our faces marked with a mixture of bewilderment and trepidation. The implications of the night's events were beyond our comprehension. It was a puzzle that gnawed at our curiosity and ignited a spark of fear that lay dormant within us. As the night wore on, sleep remained elusive. We tossed and turned, haunted by the strange events that had unfolded. The hours stretched on, heavy with the weight of unanswered questions. When the first rays of dawn crept through the cabin's windows, we rose with bleary eyes and heavy hearts, our bodies aching from the restless night. Determined to unravel the enigma, we embarked on an expedition to investigate the area. With the skills of seasoned trackers, we combed the vicinity for clues. Broken branches and massive footprints etched in the soft earth spoke of a presence that defied our understanding. Human in shape, 5 toes, ball, arches, heels, but far from human. As we ventured deeper into the forest, the trail of evidence faded beneath layers of leaves and twigs as if nature itself conspired to erase their path. The very nature of the rough terrain alone would render it nearly impossible for any human, even one possessed of extraordinary speed, to traverse it during the dead of night at such a breakneck pace. The element of bare feet adds an incredulous layer to this, for no matter how immense one's size or strength, no ordinary person could brave the cold and merciless conditions of this region without proper footwear. Growing up, my feet were a canvas of resilience against the wild surroundings. To prevent us from straying too far from the safety of home, my parents had us go barefoot. I owned only a single pair of shoes, weathered hiking boots that had been handed down from my elder brother. These boots rested locked away in a shed, emerging only for family outings or when the winter season gripped the land. I had grown to detest the idea of wearing shoes within the confines of my hometown. Dirt pathways that seemed studded with sharp-edged rocks, gravel-covered roads, grass of all kinds, sticks that hid beneath the surface. These were just some of the myriad challenges that made going barefoot an endeavor that created leathery soles and a strong sense of awareness of my environment. I, along with my older brother and 2 sisters, was subject to this barefoot mandate during the warm months. Yet in our own rebellious way, we attempted to outdo each other, pushing our limits daily and comparing the thickness of the calluses that formed on the soles of our bare feet. Yet even in those days of youthful defiance, whenever my father produced those well-worn hiking boots for our outdoor expeditions, I welcomed the respite they provided. Despite the toughness that had developed on my feet, I knew better than to ever actively choose to go barefoot in these unforgiving mountains. Armed with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, we pressed on. Time seemed to waver and twist, defying the normal rhythm that governed its passage. The sun, which should have lingered high above, began its descent earlier than anticipated, casting an eerie gloom over the surroundings. The steady ticking of our watches taunted us with erratic readings, leaving us to question the very essence of time itself. As shadows lengthened and daylight waned, we made the decision to retreat to the safety of the cabin. The journey back was fraught with challenges, much of it plunged into darkness, our flashlights offering the only salvation from the obscurity. The forest, which had been a chorus of sounds, suddenly fell silent as if holding its breath. And then, a noxious odor, reminiscent of that unforgettable night, permeated the air, a sinister warning that chilled our bones. From the inky abyss emerged projectiles, rocks hurled with forceful intent. One struck me square in the head, sending a shockwave of pain radiating through me. My buddies rushed to my side, their expressions a mix of concern and determination. Each successive rock that pounded the earth seemed to amplify the tension, a stark reminder that we were facing something otherworldly, something beyond our realm of understanding. After a night of turmoil, our cabin became the epicenter of a relentless assault. Rocks battered its walls, and we, armed with weapons and grit, ventured into the darkness, our heartbeats in sync with the rhythm of uncertainty. Yet each time we emerged into the night, we were met with emptiness, as if the creatures had dissolved into thin air. As days turned into years, the memory of that fateful night weighed heavily on our minds. Fear was a powerful captor, preventing us from setting foot near the cabin that had once been our sanctuary. But curiosity, a force equally compelling, eventually broke through the barriers of apprehension. It was a journey fraught with unease, but the sight that greeted me was far from expected. The cabin, which had withstood the elements in our experiences, now lay in ruins, destroyed by those creatures, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call them. Our hunting days in those woods came to a close, a chapter of our lives marked by enigma and apprehension. The creatures that had disrupted our existence remained shrouded in obscurity, their motives and origins forever beyond our reach. As time marched forward, the memories of that harrowing night persisted, a reminder that the wilderness held secrets that transcended human comprehension. Years before that fateful night, when I was roaming the roads as a truck driver, I had chuckled at the tales of strange beings whispered over the CB radio. Other drivers would share stories of encounters with Sasquatch and other bizarre creatures along the highways. But born and raised in the wilds of Alaska, I brushed off these accounts as the stuff of fantasy. After all, if such beings truly existed, I would have known about them, right? Now, looking back on those moments of skepticism, I realized that the world was a vast and mysterious place, filled with wonders and terrors that defied explanation. That night in the woods had shaken the very foundation of my beliefs, reminding me that even the most familiar of landscapes could hold secrets beyond our understanding. And so, the cabin, once a symbol of our unity and triumph over nature, lay in ruins, a testament to the enigma that had reshaped our lives. As the years flowed on like a river, the memory of that night remained etched in my mind, a constant reminder that there were forces in the wilds of Alaska that defied explanation and held the power to humble even the most steadfast of souls.
Thank you for joining us in this video. We're thrilled to have you as a viewer. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support truly matters, as we're a new channel working hard to bring you great content. A quick click on the subscribe button would mean a lot to us. If you enjoyed what you saw, a thumbs up would be highly appreciated as well. And if you've decided to subscribe, let us know in the comments below. We're here to engage with our audience and would love to hear from you.